Okie doke. Right. I've just realised as well that like my original plan was that this would all be sort of one long video, but this is taking so much longer than I thought it would, that maybe we're going to have to just put it as a big playlist of hour-long chunks, which I'm sure it probably will be if you're watching this in the future, but all good, all good. So anyway, what have we just done? Let's just refresh myself. It's been a little bit of time for me in the real world. We've just completed Stormfoot Catacombs, so that was cool. We were over here on this path, so let's head back there. We'll follow this road as we talked about, and we'll go up to see if we can find something at that Steely. These guys, do you really want trouble? Look, he does want trouble. What's your problem, mate? I don't want to fight, but if you're going to brandish your torch at me like that, you leave me little choice. The weather is not great today. Only thing I thought, I just want to have a little peek over this cliff. Because we're very high up. We did see a beach when we looked down right at the beginning. I just want to see what we can see from up here. We've got our telescope now, so we can have a quick look. That is a huge looking guy right there. He looks very interesting. And it looks like there is a way down. So there's where we started. So it does look like we could ride down. There's a path all the way down to the beach, it looks like. What have we got down there? I can't see much. That thing looks disgusting. What is that? Of course, you've got to remember, I do know the answer to these questions. I'm just trying to be a new player. But it looks quite interesting. We've also got, what is that going around there? Something making a little trail. I don't quite understand what we're looking at there, but that's cool. Okay, so definitely looks... We can get down there. There's enemies to fight. The question is whether we go down there now or later. And my gut feel is later. But what I'd like to do is try and put some sort of map marker down to remind us. And we'll come back. So what happens if we put a marker about there? Where's that up here? Oh, look at that. I think for now that's perfect. So we'll leave that there to just hopefully remind us a little bit later on that we want to come back and look down there. I'm not sure at which point we're going to break off from our current mission of, well, when we'll come back and see these. We're going to go and get the map first and see what other joys that brings us. We'll grab some more of these ruin fragments. Oh. Another little skull with a golden rune inside, thank you. Grab these. It's quite a high wall. I don't think there's a good way for us to climb up here. Oh. Should have been a bit more careful with that drop off. We did get a bunch of money, but like I just said, I think we're good in terms of going back to Carly for now. Some interesting creatures here. What's this? Looks like there's some sort of big insect there buzzing around. Have a look at him. Oh yeah, he doesn't look very nice. It's very quick as well. Now what are these things? They look very strange. Where's the insect gone? It's just there. I've got a feeling he's going to be very tricky to fight because he's very high up and small and fast. So we'll try and give him a break. What is this thing doing? Oh, it's sucking in one side, spitting out the other. That looks suspicious. Oh yeah, look. Right, so that bar filling up there is some poison. If that fills right to the top, we will be poisoned. Wonder if we can just knock him over. There we go, full charge R2. Down he goes, no problem. You gonna give us any cool loot? Oh, what the heck is that? Oh my god. We'll push it along. Very strange. Another one. Let's get this one, see if he drops anything. I wonder if they drop any items. Ugh. Doesn't look like. Fine. That... Oh, okay, I thought that insect was about to... Oh! Hello. Just caught a glimpse of him. Oh, a great dragonfly head. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's the turtle. He's cute. What's that? Gold tinged excrement? Delightful. We should probably have a little look at that. Let's see. Let's get that picture of it. It was quite something. This turtle friend seems to be completely docile, so that's good. Oh, he's really nice. I like him. Let's have a look at what we've just picked up then. So we did pick up some extra row of food. Oh, that's worth pointing out. I think it does re-put stuff you've already picked up at the front of the list again. Just if you've picked one up just recently. So it's quite nice how it works like that. Right. Gold tinged excrement, often hidden in woods and thickets. Someone's excrement, it has a golden tinge. Material used for crafting. Gold tinged excrement is a highly stable substance. It doesn't dry out, nor does it lose its customary warmth or scent. For better or worse, it remains as it is. Lovely. Head of a large dragonfly, material used for crafting items, long believed to have the ability to neutralise poisons. Oh, interesting. Have we got anything we can craft relating to poison yet? Actually. No, we can do this meat that gives us more robustness. And what is robustness again? How do we check that? Over here. Hang on. So we look, if we look down here, we got these. Robustness, blood loss and frostbite. Immunity to poison and rot. Focus is sleep and madness. And vitality is resistance to death. So each of these are a kind of status effect we can get in the game. But we don't have anything to do with poison yet, which is a bit of a shame. Now, Mr. Turtle, you'll have to forgive me, because I'm going to murder you for science. I hope you understand. Oh, he's hidden. Of course he has. Oh, I feel really quite bad about this, but he did drop something. Turtle neck meat. Ew. Used for crafting again, found by hunting turtles. A splendid lengthy cut of turtleneck meat, considered an especially nutritious ingredient in the south of the lands between. Why is the I there capitalised? Like this one. Interesting, interesting quirk of the writers there, but anyway. Okay, so where was our path? I think there's the blue light. Let's make sure we go back to that. Got a little bit distracted by this pond and its life there. Let's head back and we'll start going. What time of day is it? Early day. We've got quite a few sheep over there. And there's a guy coming down the path. We'll fight him in a second. Let's see if we can kill a couple of sheep just to get some bones. So we can do a bit more crafting. Hello. Don't be scared. Oh, the other sheep have run off. Come back, friends. Right. Let's go and see if this guy wants... We'll try and do some stealth practice a minute, actually. Just to try and damage... When does he see me? There we go, he's seen me. He's staying still. So if we go and hide... Yeah, look, he's put his weapon away. Oh, he's turned around. Oh, we heard that. Hello. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to just try and experiment with the old parrying a little bit. See if we can just discuss that. So to do a successful parry, what you have to do is hit the parry button at the moment you'd hear the clang of the sword and shield together, right? So we'll see if we can time it. It's quite tricky. The old way I used to do it in the previous sort of From Software games was to watch the sort of hand animation just as you see it start to sort of move towards you is when you press it, but it's very quick in this game, so it's a bit harder to do it that way. Oof. Oh dear, we better heal or we're gonna die. Come on. I'm gonna try and... So you've got to sort of figure out your own timing. Oh my god, it's way too late there. Let's heal. Alright, come on. We've got to get one of these. There we go, there's a parry. We just watch when he holds it back, and just as he swings it forward is when we want to do it. But it is tricky. I'm not going to lie to you. Very tricky to get it consistently. So, Guard counters are my preference for sure. There are some enemies as we go through. I remember when I played through this the first time that parries definitely helped. You know, an enemy that has a very predictable little combo, you can always parry the last hit or something. That can be quite useful for getting a big bit of damage. But I think what we're going to have to do here, sorry, I've just subconsciously just done that. If you run and touch one of these blue markers you put, they disappear. So that's what I've just done there to get rid of that one, because we don't need that anymore. And I might actually just quickly get rid of this. Oops, wrong button. We'll press the X again and we can delete it like that. So that's gone. One thing we didn't talk about on the map yet is that you can, if you press at the bottom, we've got a button there for Sites of Grace. That just shows us all of the Sites of Grace we found, like in a list. I'm not quite sure why the map blinks like that in between them sometimes, but you can do that. You could also bookmark them somehow. Where is it? Yeah, clicking the right stick at the bottom there, mark the Site of Grace like this, and then we've got a second list of marked ones that we can do as well. So that's pretty cool, pretty useful. But we just took a bit of a beating in that trying to practice parries there, so let's rest. And we'll walk up that path again. We still haven't talked about the menu there, but I'm saving that for a little bit longer. Once we get to the next Grace, probably. Alright, let's make our way up here and see what we find. I am going to go and sneakily get another couple of bones real quick. Come on. Oh, the sheep didn't notice that time. I love that for some reason the sheep run away by rolling into a little ball. Always tickles me. Very weird animation. Hey mate. No, come back. Gonna get me into trouble. Right, see if we can sneak up on this guy this time. While we get into fights, I will try and do some parries, see if we can figure some out, because they are quite handy. We should also keep an eye out for when we fight normal enemies that they do drop loot quite frequently. Oh, if we're lucky, what we can do is stand up until he sees us. He heard that, but he hasn't seen me yet. That's interesting, he could hear the noise. So he's coming over to investigate, look. But they are quite dumb. Very simple stealth mechanics. Oh! We didn't get the stealth kill, but that's fine. He wasn't much of a challenge. But these guys enemies in the game can drop. Pretty much all the enemies, I think, can drop the loot that they have. So we can get his whole armor set, we can get his weapon, the shields they carry, the bows they carry. Not universally, but a lot of enemies will drop their items in that way. And hopefully we'll get some drops. Right, so we've got one guy up there, look. We've got this guy here. There's another guy walking up on the grass. Let's take this guy out first. There you go. Oh, look, there's another guy up ahead. Cookery. They look cool. Let's have a look at that. So we only got 4 of them, but fancy throwing knives. Throw at enemies to inflict damage and build up blood loss. So we can cause our own blood loss with those. Quite cool. Right, so we got this guy here, and if we look right in the distance, there's another interesting looking. What's that? So this game is always doing this, right? Always teasing us with something new in the distance. See if we can get him to start walking. Because he won't see us straight away. Just testing out. If he starts walking, then we crouch. We should be safe. He's going to investigate at the moment. If they see you, they sort of run straight away. So again, like this guy, we've just lured him over. He thought he saw something. He wasn't sure. Sorry, mate. Good night. Let's go and have a quick peek over here, because we've gone off track again. That's what I love about this game, though. You go off track all the time, getting distracted. Something will always pique your interest. Down you go. That big blue glowing light come out of him means he's going to drop an item. What's he giving us? A smithing stone 1. Sweet. I think that means we've got enough to do a single upgrade. We might have to just pop back to the bench in a minute and sort that out. But right, let's have a quick look in here for now. So, Groveside Cave. So this is going to be another side location. But I am going to say we're going to leave this because we've only just done one. And I want to just actually carry on a little bit to get where we wanted to go. We'll activate this summoning pool for when we eventually try out some multiplayer. But yeah, this looks good. It's a dark little cave. We'll go and look around there. We'll come back here. So let's just do something so we remember that. If we get our icons up, what can we use? Let's maybe use... Oh, I don't know. What should we use? Let's use this little flag to indicate we mean to come back to this place. There we go. So I want to come back here. I don't want to keep using the blue ones because you only get to do 5 of those until they run out. And then the 6th one will replace the first one, sort of thing. So we'll keep the blue ones for stuff that we want to actually see in the world. Like that's our one down to the beach. And we've got our other way over this way. So where were we up to? Let's head back to the road. Yeah, we've gone a bit off the road again. It's very easy to get off track. Yeah, this is where we backstabbed this guy a minute ago. We'll carry on up here. You can see some pickups over here as well, some more. So these sort of fallen... These bits of ruins that are everywhere, they look like they're fallen from the sky. They're definitely where we get the ruin fragments from. Finish this guy off. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it on the recording because the sound is I've got the game audio is a little bit quieter than it is for me. But if we just go and have a look around here, we can hear something. And it's this you can usually use the stereo if you've got headphones on to figure out where it is. And it's that little red guy, this little red thing in front of us here is what's making that noise. Now we'll go up, we'll try and sneak up on him, and the tutorial will tell us what he is. So let's go and find him. It's quite an interesting little guy, this guy. There we go. Do you see him? He's a little beetle, like a dung beetle. And they'll always run away from you once you see them. So you want to make sure you try and chase them into a corner. That's probably the best thing to do. But here we go. Teardrop scarabs. They are both crimson and cerulean teardrop scarabs. Defeat them to replace the flask that match their type. But you can't have more than your maximum flask, so that's fine. So this is another way. So not only have we got the way of killing groups of enemies, we can also kill these beetles. They always appear, so after we go and sit at the bonfire and come back, that guy will be here again. So he's a spawn that will repeatedly come back in this location, so another thing that helps you explore. Right. But here we are. I've just noticed in front of us there's a little statue. If you look up at the top of our health bar, we can see it's America statue. So this looks like some sort of encounter that we've got to deal with here. And this is where that Steely is that we saw on the road. If we have a look, yeah, this is it. So let's get our... Why can't we crouch and use the telescope, for goodness sake? We can see we've got a chap here. You can just see right to the... Just to the side of where I've put the marker there. You can see the pickup right in front of it, and that's the Steely. Got a bunch of guys. That guy who just walked past the wall, we'll wait for him to come back, and we'll try and look at him, see if you can spot something interesting about his character. I see there's a guy in there. It's quite a big spot. Oh, we've got the site of grace up on the hill. Interesting. We might beeline to that first so we can at least make a checkpoint there in case we die. There's a message on the floor there. Cool. Some flowers. What else can we see? Oh, whoa, there's a guy with a huge shield and a funny headdress on just walked past. A dog with a guy there and another guy with his back to us. This place is looking pretty well stocked. Oh, there's that guy again. Let's see if we can see him. Can you see if you look very carefully, it's a bit tricky because you might not have noticed this before. But he's got something funny on his hip. He hasn't just got a sword. He's got something else. How far does he go? Are you going to turn around? Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back. So if we look real, look, he's got a thing. It's actually a trumpet. So as a pro tip, this guy, if he sees us, he'll blow that trumpet. And it's going to alert everybody around. So we want to be very careful of that. What do we have at this side? Can we see anything good over here? Yeah, so there's another dog there. There's that guy again. Got this cool looking caravan thing over there. We'll definitely want to check that out. Actually, yeah, there's another one behind this tree here. I thought I'd seen it. So those caravans look interesting. There's actually another site of grace all the way down there too. Okay, so we've got options here. Maybe we'll go and sit at one of these sites of grace and then we'll try and creep our way through this place and take it out. Or we could go ballsy and go in the front. Let's go and I'm feeling lucky, so we're going to push our luck. One thing I'm thinking is it would have been better to come here in the night time. It'd be much easier to hide. What does this say? A chamber lies under the ruins. So another thing here is that this will be, I don't think it'll show up yet. We'll discover this in a minute. Look, the name card will pop up. And this is another type of named location. These ones are usually not quite as big as like the catacomb we found or the cave we just found as well. But they will also tend to have a treasure hidden within them. So we'll have a look around for that in a minute. Right. Let's see how we get on. I ain't afraid of no guards. Let's go. Come on. I remember you from the tutorial. I just got to bust your shield. Oh, you're not even going to hold it up? Fine. One down. However many left to go. Let's see what we can find. We've got lots of opportunities for hiding here. This guy looks okay. Maybe we can sneak up and get him. Oh, hang on a sec. There's a guy sitting there by that fire we can see. Oh my god, there's one right over in the distance. There's a lot of guys here. We need to be careful for sure. See if we can climb up here without getting spotted. Oh cripes, that big guy down there, he's got a spear and everything. He looks like serious business for sure. Oh, has this guy seen us? He has. Come on then. Alright, easy modes. I thought I saw a gold glint of a shield over there. Right, thankfully, everybody else is quite deaf and they didn't notice that carnage just kicking off. Oh, we collected a war pick. That is really cool. And I'll explain why in a second. Oh no, game froze. Oh, don't do this to me, game. What is going on? Come on, Elden Ring. Don't die on me. I didn't. That was quite the hitch. What the heck was going on? Anyway, we're back. I'm grateful because I thought we were going to lose that war pick. What's in here? A ruin fragment? Is that all? Are you serious? Alright, let's hide in this bush for a second. That's the wrong button. Let's have a quick look. So we've picked up a war pick, which is a hammer weapon type. You can see that it's shown up here. Look, armament category. So generally the weapons that fit the similar sort of categories do have the same movesets. There might be slight variations, but generally, you know, all straight swords have the same moves, all hammers have the same moves, all halberds have roughly the same moves. But if we have a quick look at this, what I want to show is this has got a different damage type. So if we look, this is pierce. So this shows the different types of physical damage. So you've got standard, striking, slashing, and piercing. And some enemies will be, you know, stronger against some and weaker against others. And looking at our longsword here, the reason that it says standard and pierce is because it's got two different types of attack. So if we just show you, so this will do the standard attack because it's hitting with sort of the side of the sword. And if I do the strong attack, you do like a stab, and that'll be a pierce attack. So we're already covered for pierce, but the war pick, oh, I've got the stats for it straight away. This gives us the ability to just only do pierce damage. It's quite short and stubby compared to the longsword for sure. But if we're in a place where the enemies are weak to that sort of damage, it'd be very useful to use that. We'll stick with the sword for now. Let's see if we can grab this map piece and clear out this camp. So we've got this guy in front of us. The weather's turning a little bit, so that could work in our favour. Let's see if we can hide it. Keep hidden in the grass. No, you didn't see anything, mate. Yeah, it's... So yeah, the stealth is pretty rudimentary. Right, here we go, here we go. Oh god, don't blow the horn. That guy heard something, but he doesn't know what's going on, so that's lucky. The guy behind us didn't hear or see anything somehow. That's what I mean, these guys are pretty dumb. They're not even going to realise his friend's dead, do you know what I mean? Dumb guys, but we'll take advantage of that. Yes, sirree. There we go, that's him dead. What did this guy drop? His gauntlets, lovely. If we hide here just for a second. Oh, we got this guy coming over. That guy's turned his back, great. Just get rid of our marker, we can pick this up. So we've got the map. Hide in here and let's have a quick look at this delightful treasure we've just found. A new map has been found, Limgrave and West. So yeah, here we go. We've actually got a proper map now. We can see where we are. Fantastic news. And so this is the limit of what we're going to explore in this Let's Play. So, but this is going to take a long old time. I mean, we're our 3rd hour already, and we've barely gone around this little bit here. And even then, we haven't looked around this bit properly because I feel like although we went up this side of this wood, oh, I suppose we did, just by here is where we found that little scarab, so we did have a little look around here. Yeah, interesting. So we've got the map. The map is real good. It's much easier to see landmarks now and stuff, like this thing here looks interesting. What's that? We've got this mad looking telescope thing here. What's that? You can see bridges. We've got islands to look at. Look at this, looks like could be a village or something there. Don't know what that is exactly yet. There's a beach down here with some interesting looking marks on it. Not sure what that is. We can see here, this is the building we came out of at the start. So yeah, quite good. You can use the map throughout the game to sort of look for landmarks that look interesting. If you're trying to find places where there might be a cave or a cool treasure you haven't found yet, it's definitely a good way to find stuff that you haven't just seen before. But yeah, okay. So we've got the map. Let's see if we can clear out this. Now, what time are we on? Evening. Okay, so we're getting good. It's going to be nighttime visibility is going to help us. Let's go and take this guy. I feel like he's a straggler. There's no one else around here, I don't think. So let's just sneak up. Take him out. You gonna drop anything? Oh, shame. We'll go and sit at the side of grace in a minute. So these caravans do look quite ornate and interesting. But as you can tell, this side is a bit more fancy looking because it's got these candles on it for some reason. We're going to have a quick look. Yeah, seeing we can open this. Not all of them have a treasure in like this, bear in mind, but always worth checking out in case you find something. Lord Sworn's greatsword. Quite a cool sounding weapon. Let's go and hide somewhere safe just for a sec and we'll check it out. Let's have a look at that. There he is. Lord Sworn's greatsword. So what you might notice with this one is our strength requirement down here is 16. And that's red because our strength is only 14. Which is a bit of a shame. And you can see here what this is showing us. We didn't talk about this properly yet, but the numbers shown here show us our damage. And then this number here is like a bonus damage, and that's derived from this attribute scaling down here. And essentially what that means is we've got these letters. They rank sort of E through to A, which is the best. Well, actually S is above A as well. No, S is the best, then you've got A, B, C, D, E. And this is just like a percentage damage or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but D is one above the bottom. So what that means is the D and the D here are taking our 14 strength and turning that into plus 15 extra damage. So our total damage is 125. If we look up here, right armament 125, that's that plus this. If we look at then this Lord Sword, Greatsword, we can see it's 136 minus 54, and that's because we don't reach the strength requirement. This is also showing as red, this D, even though this sword that we've got equipped is a D, and that's because these letters actually represent like a range of values. It's very complicated. You don't really need to worry about it. But just generally, it does mean that this D gives us slightly more bonus than this D. So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so we can see that this minus 54 is resulting in us getting an 81 damage, which is not too bad, but there is a way we can get around that. So, there's a mechanic in the game. Oh, actually, it'll tell us, I think, if I try and equip it. So if we try and equip a weapon we can't use, you usually get given a message that tells you that you can't use it. But this one's slightly different because it does say, unable to use this with present attributes unless wielded with both hands. And that comes back to something that it did tell us right back in the tutorials about two-handing. Where was it? Wielding armaments. I think it was this one. So on this one, it did say, oh God, where's it gone? Wielding armaments. Armaments can also be two-handed, making attacks more difficult to repel and boosting effective strength by 50%. So what that means is, although we can't see it anywhere in the stat screen, you can see it down at the bottom left. The picture of my weapon's got a cross on it. If I change the two hands that cross disappears. And the reason for that is, while I two-hand a weapon, it effectively adds 50% to my strength. So I can hold a weapon, because my strength is 14. If we 50% on top of that of 14 is 7, so 14 plus 7 is 21. I could wield a weapon that that requires 21 strength with my current stats. So because this sword needs 16 strength, now I can use it. So, but I have to two-hand it. That's the problem. But if we go and look at my equipment screen now, hopefully we can see that it's showing the proper values. So we can see now it's not showing the negative number, we're actually got a positive number instead. So we can see it's 136 plus 25, which is 161. So very slightly stronger than my other weapon. So let's use this for a little bit, I think, and we'll run around and see if we can cause some carnage. I do like a greatsword. They've got a good move set. They're a lot slower to use, but they are quite fun. And this one's got stamp upward cut. I'm not really sure. Should we have a quick read of that? I'm not sure how that one works. Brace armament and step into a low stance that prevents recoil, followed with a strong attack for an upward strike. Okay, we'll try that out. We're in the night time as well, so we should... Oh, these two are a bit too close. Come on, let's go. Gonna come and get some? Ah, yeah. Okay, so this bit, I think what that means is I can take an attack without flinching. So they won't be able to interrupt me if they hit me while I'm doing that move. Let's try it on this guy. Come on. And I want to see the... Oh, that move's cool. So that's nice. So it seems like we've got... That just seems like a normal move. So if we do stance and then regular attack, that's fine. But if we do stance and then heavy attack... Yeah, he does a really big uppercut, which is pretty impressive, so that's cool. We've got another wagon here. Let's have a look. Flail. Sweet. Another new little weapon. So that's looking good. That's a strike type. So now we've got a bunch of weapons with different damage types, which is quite interesting. The only thing with this one is it needs Dex 18. We've only got 13, so we'd need to put 5 levels into Dex before we could use that. That's quite high. But interesting, looks good. So strike is another type of damage again. Some enemies are weaker to that than others. And it'd be nice to get to a position where we'd have like one of each type of weapon. That's how I usually play these sorts of games. So that if I encounter a new enemy, we can try out the different weapons and see which ones do the best damage. Okay, but for now, let's crack on. We're making good progress clearing this place out. We do have this guy up here I just want to go back and get. Hopefully there's no one else around. Just sneak up and stab you in the back. Down you go. Oh my god, we're getting big pauses again. Maybe between episodes I need to restart the PC, and maybe we'll drop the settings on Elden Ring from max. So maybe it's struggling a little bit with the recording. But we're doing alright, we're doing okay. Right, let's see, where's the big guy gone? Okay, he's there. We've got all those guys the other side. What we want to be careful of is that we don't get mobbed by more than one at once. So if I go up here, I've got a little plan. Sneaky is the best way for sure. So this guy's going to come up here. So what I'll do, let's just stand up and try and get his attention. If I remember right, these guys can see much further than the regular goons as well. So hopefully he's going to spot me. Hello? Have you seen me? You coming for a fight? There we go, he has seen me. So I've just necked my magic there so we can use that a bit more. We can't block with our shield, so we're going to have to use this to try and get a guard counter. Oh, he's fast on that one. Okay. Oof. This might be a bit tricky, lads. Jump attacks. Alright, come on. Uh-oh. How did I miss him then? Oh, gotta be careful, we nearly died there. Okay, that's not too bad. Oof. Oh, wrong time for a guard counter for sure. Okay. It's unlucky, we've dropped all of our money. And all those guys are going to be back alive. So I think maybe taking that guy on with that sword was not giving me the defensive options I was hoping for. Death. Upon dying, you will be revived at the last height of grace. You will drop any runes in your possession at the sight of your death. If you die again before reclaiming them, they will be lost forever. The compass at the top of the screen indicates the direction of your runes, so that's cool. One thing I would say is I feel like it's a little bit of a trap. We've dropped our money there, and it can kind of put you in a loop sometimes where you feel like you've got no choice but to continuously keep trying to go and get your money back. Sometimes just don't worry about it. It's not worth that much in the scheme of things. But we are going to be going back because we want to get our stuff. So let's swap back to the longsword for now. Slightly less damage, but it gives us more versatility with the shields. We'll try and speedrun this a little bit now. We know where most of the guys are. I think if we take the same sort of route... That was a little pro strat by me there. You can do a backstab even during a fight, as long as you circle around and get them in the right position. So, see if we can do this again on this guy. It's a little bit easier if you're not locked on. But if you're locked on, just wait for them to move and you can just shimmy right behind them. So we took those guys out, no worries. Where's our cash? Here's our money. So let's make sure... Looks like some little gold trees, look. I do want to make sure we pick it up, but we'll stay hidden just for a moment. Has this guy seen me? Oh my god, he has. Okay, that's fine. Come over here. I don't want the horn guy to see me or we will be in trouble again. So we'll let this guy do his worst. Take him out. Horn guy's going. So that's cool. Let's go and get our cash real quick. This guy looked like he just dropped something. What did he drop? Another smithing stone. Sweet. We'll take that for sure. I'm a bit sad because last time we were doing it, it was just becoming night time, which was perfect for helping our stealth be a little bit more effective. It's a bit risky because I think the horn guy's going to turn around any second. Stab this guy. Sweet. He's dropped something too. Some bolts. Oh, and these butterflies are good. They let us craft fire bombs. Right, so let's see what's happening here. Spear guy's turned around. Should be able to sneakily get this guy real quick. Okay. We'll go this way real quick again, take these guys out. These guys usually met at the same time. But it doesn't look like they did. Oh my god. The lag. Down you go, Sonny Jim. Okay, we're nearly back to where we were. Nearly back to where we were. Don't mind me, mate. Okay. see if we can do this again. Right. Here he is. Oh yeah, he's seen me already. See, their range in the daytime is so much longer than the nighttime. He had to walk a lot closer to us last time to see us. But here we go. Right. Let's take our time with the guard counters this time. I don't know how that missed. That felt a bit unfair, to be honest. Let's regroup, get our stamina back, let him do his attacks. Bit too far away from me, that's fine. How did that miss again? I think we should heal just to be safe. Our heals only do about half of our health bar, so got a backstab. But yeah, if our heals only do about half of our health bar, we should just take our time and just use them just to keep topped up. You never know, like, especially with a new enemy like this, like whether he's got a move that might take all of our health in one go, or a big chunk of it. So I'm going to just top up again now, because we don't want to lose this. Now we make good progress on the fight. But there we go. We've downed him. He was quite tough. And we were playing really cautiously there. If I remember correctly, those guys can actually do guard counters on us. So if you go in just doing this to him, he'll guard counter you back. So you got to just watch out for that. He can be quite tricksy. But good job. He's down. Next. Let's keep going. We've nearly cleared the whole camp. This last bit looks a bit tricky though. These guys are all pretty close together. Might be hard to get in there without getting everybody's attention. Like, he's just seen us. He's coming to look. Should be alright to hide in here a minute. Make a few more fire bombs, or just one. In fact, we need to actually equip the fire bombs to use them, just in case we get in trouble. Right. Well, I'll do. There's one down. See who else we've got. Also, look, we've got... There's a little path downwards there. We'll go and check that out in a minute. Oh, you've seen me? Come on then. He's down. Right. Well, the other reason we haven't talked about this is when you do these little critical attacks, it does make you invincible. So they can be a very good way of avoiding damage. So while I'm doing this stab, nothing can hit me. As soon as you come out, you're vulnerable again. But it's a good way of, if you're surrounded by enemies, it can really save your bacon. Where's that wolf gone? You coming? What's going on? Hello? Sorry, mate. Oh, there we go. That's another way. We just got a refill on our health and stuff, which is a nice sneaky way of telling us we've basically cleared this place, because it's a reward you get for killing all the enemies. So there we go. Got our stuff back, got revenge, cleared the whole place out. Let's have a look what's down here. We did see that message as we were coming in saying that there was something below. Oh, lovely. What's this? Adding skills. With a whetstone knife, you can use Ashes of War to grant your armaments new skills at sites of grace. An armament can only have one skill. Any skill it previously had will be removed. An armament's type determines what skills it can have. Some special armaments have unique skills and cannot be granted new ones. So this is quite an interesting mechanic to the game. So we can add affinities as well. So what's this one saying? With a whetstone knife, you can use Ashes of War to grant affinities to your armaments. This way you can alter its attack affinity, boost, attribute scaling, and more. An armament's type determines which affinities it can have. Special armaments cannot be granted new affinities. So we'll have a look at that soon, once we get to the next side of grace, I guess. Okay. Up we go. So we're sort of spoiled for choice now. We had a site of grace down the hill and we got a site of grace up the hill. Let's have a look here. Well, this last one was pointing us to approx. This is it, I think, because this is that big sort of... yeah, these gates is right in front of us. So I think we'll go for the one up the top of the hill for now. We can come back and have a look down here another time. Let's run up here and have a look what's what. all going rather well at the moment. I think we will do a little... Oh, wrong button. A little trick, because we haven't talked about the pouch over here yet. This is quite a neat little thing. And something I've just remembered that I used to do while I played this was... So this is like a quick access again. So it's similar to the thing that we've got here, where we've got on our equipment screen this sort of belt or quick items. And that those appear on the bottom of our HUD. Oh, game's frozen again. What is going on? Very strange. Anyway, so we've got those items down here. But we can also equip items here that we can access quickly, either by selecting them on this user interface like this, or you can see they've got a little icon on them. So if I press this button, I like to put my health on the top one, and my cerulean drink on that one. And now what that means is if I hold the use or the interact button, see it changes my icons at the bottom there, so now I can just drink by just pressing up on the D-pad. So it's a bit easier than cycling through these, or even doing the thing where you hold the button to cycle back to the first slot. It can be just... It's a preference thing again. But for me, I find that quite a nice one. So we've got those guys equipped. What are this? We got this guy too. We didn't look at him yet. Spirit of a nobleman who once asked to be given a place at Raya Lucaria to learn glintstone sorceries. His talents were insufficient to be worthy of donning the stone crown, however, and he is only capable of using the most rudimentary sorcery. Oh, poor guy. Well, we'll put him on our quick slot. Once we can do that, we'll make sure we do some. But cool. Moon's looking good. The atmosphere and vibe of this game is just so good. Still, even though I've played it all before, oh yikes. This route is not looking appealing, is it? Hey ho, let's rest at the bonfire. It's not a bonfire, Rob, not anymore. Site of Grace. And we'll decide on the next course of action. Oi oi.
Greetings.
Hello.
Traveller from beyond the fog.
That's us.
I am Melina. I offer you an accord.
Cool.
Have you heard of the Finger Maidens?
Not really.
They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden.
Really?
Turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring.
Well, that sounds cool.
You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
What do you think, guys? I think we're going to accept that.
Then it's settled.
Turn my runes into strength.
Grace to turn runes into strength.
Sweet.
Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Spectral steed whistle.
Use it to traverse great distances.
Okay.
It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent.
Oh, we've read about him in one of the item descriptions.
Torrent has chosen you.
Sick.
Treat him with respect.
Okay. Finally. We've got the ability to level up now that Melina has joined us on our quest. She's quite interesting though. Let's just to show you, we'll kind of look through all of these things, I promise. But let's just, if we cancel, you can see she just disappears like that. Oh, tutorial on horseback riding. Use the spectral steed whistle to summon and ride your spectral steed. If it dies, you can summon it again, but it will cost 1 flask of crimson tears to do so. You can dismount by clicking a left stick. Cool. We'll do that soon. Oh, pouches. That's really funny because we were just talking about pouch. And it's using the spectral steed whistle as an example. Perfect. So let's actually do that. I think I'll put it on left. I don't know why I feel like that's my favourite. So there's the whistle. Summon and ride Torrent. Does this say a delicate goldwork ring can be used as a finger whistle? So let's equip that. So we've got that ready. Cool. But yeah, so Melina is kind of like, I don't know what she even is, and I've played this game and I mean that to you sincerely. I don't know what kind of being she is, but she's cool. So let's now we've got some more stuff to do here, we'll just talk about it. So we can pass time. We can choose when we want to go. It's currently night, it says at the top there. We can pass until morning, noon or nightfall. We'll just leave it as nighttime for now, I think. We can level up. We'll do that in a minute. Flasks. So here, once we've collected some golden seeds, we can use them to upgrade our flasks. And what that does is it gives us more flask charges. So if we look here, we started, yeah, look, so with this menu, we can allocate the number of flasks, charges for each flask. So we have a set total number of maximum uses, and we can distribute them between red and blue. So at the moment, we've got 4. We can put them all into that. If we were like a magic-based character, we might want to have more ways of filling our magic back up. But for now, I think we'll just stick with 3:1. It's not too bad a ratio. Hopefully we'll find a golden seed soon, and we'll be able to upgrade that. We also find a way eventually of increasing the amount that each flask gives back. So a minute ago we were talking about how we were only getting about half of our health bar back when we drank a flask. This is our way of increasing it. So we can use an item called a sacred tear. So we need to find one of those. We haven't got any yet. One thing that's really nice is when you do have some of those items, this flask menu item gets a little dot by it, so you know we can do it. Hopefully we'll get to see that soon. Memorize spells. This is where this is telling us a bit about how spells work. So with the screen you can memorize sorceries and incantations. So you can get a whole raft of different spells and incantations as you go through the game, but you have to equip them into those slots you can see at the top left of the screen there to use them. So in the same way you equip a weapon, you have to equip a spell. But you then must also have a staff equipped to cast sorceries, or a seal equipped to cast incantations. And then casting sorceries uses FP. And then the memory slots determines the number of sorceries we can memorize, and we can increase that by finding an item called a memory stone. So these at the top here, this is our slots. Down the bottom here is where's my mouse gone? Here we go. This is where we'd see our library of spells once we get them, but we haven't got any at the moment. You can see we've got 2 slots, we've got 2 empty slots, and that's how much magic we've got for casting. So that's how we can do magic stuff. We've got a chest. So this menu, we won't bother reading that, but this just lets us put stuff away. We've got 2 inventories here. We've got this one on the left, which is what I'm currently carrying, and I can press over to this side, which is what I'm storing. So if I wanted to, let's see if we can find something to put away. For example, I want to use this Lord Sword's greatsword again. So I can select that and put it in my chest, and now it's over here. So this is quite a nice way of just thinning out your inventory. The only thing I've ended up using this for, to be honest, is usually to thin out my weapons, so I don't have too many to filter through if I'm trying to swap them around. But it's just an option. You don't have to use it at all if you don't want to. But cool. We've also then got the Ashes of War. Oh yes, we just found that, didn't we? So, with this one, we can use Ashes of War to grant skills to weapons. I think this description's okay, but I'll just show you how I understand it to work. So remember we said at the beginning, this sword has got a skill called Square Off, and we read about that down here in this bottom description here. So what the Ashes of War lets us do though is we can now we can find more. So I found one already called Storm Stomp, and I can equip that over the top of what we've got. And then when we select that, it lets us choose an affinity. So these are you'll get your head around these a bit more as we go a bit further, but at the moment we can pick standard or quality. And it's a bit hard to see the difference between specifically these two. But affinities are basically ways of changing maybe the damage type. So we can get affinities like fire or holy, as well as standard and quality. but they will also change the attribute scaling. So you can get some affinities that are physical based. So I think you get standard, which is just normal, no difference. Quality is one where the scaling is more equally distributed between strength and dex. I think you get heavy, where it's more aligned towards strength. And then keen, I think it's called, where it's more aligned towards dex. So we'll see that later. But you also get some like things like fire and holy, like I said, which will add damage and also change the scaling to work off of int or faith or arcane as well. So we'll see some of those in due course. But I just want to put Storm Stomp on. And if we look, we can see again using our things over here what the damage is. I think if we click this, does this show us? Oh no, it doesn't show us the upgraded damage. I thought it was going to do the sums for us, but it's not going to. But essentially you can see here, if we put a standard on this, it's going to give us, where's my mouse thing, 110 plus 115, so 125, or it's going to give us 94 plus 21, which is also 125. No, it's not. It's 115. So a little bit weaker if we chose quality. But as we go and we level up using things like quality or the others, you get more bang for buck out of the scaling the higher your character's level gets, and the more upgraded the weapons are. At the beginning I wouldn't worry too much about this stuff, but it will become more important the further you get through the game. Okay, we're getting close to our hour of recording, so what we're going to do real quick, let's just equip this one just to show it as an example. So now we got a new move now, so we press this and oh, that's quite a good move, isn't it? Does it do anything else? One of the skills that channel the tempests of Stormvale. Stomp hard on the ground to kick up a momentary storm. That is pretty cool. Okay, all the guys are back. I forgot about that. Let's go and let's test this out on this guy real quick. Hey mate, how you doing? What do you think of this? That's quite an interesting move. So we get him to chase us. I'm hoping it'll knock his shield aside. See, it sort of staggers him. Quite interesting. Quite good for interrupting attacks, I'm hoping. I've never really used this one, so maybe we'll just leave it on for a moment. We should have a quick look at leveling up as well, because that was the main thing that happened here. So now we can spend our runes on leveling up. So with each attribute increase, your level rises by 1. As your level rises, so does the amount of runes required for your next level up. So we can see at the very top of the screen here, we've got 4,000 to spend. We need 800 to hit the next level. We're currently level 9. And down here we can choose how we want to spend that stuff. So I can put my points in like this. You can see money's getting drained there until we've got not enough left. That'll put me up to level 14. Now, a bit on the stats. So we said right at the very beginning that these first three, these are basically for your bars at the top of the screen, right? Health, your red bar, your blue bar, your green bar. That's what these do, primarily. They do some other stuff as well. And as you level them up, you can see the numbers on the side changing. Look, so if you look over on the right-hand side of the screen now, I've put all of that into HP. You can see that'll take my HP from 522 to 652. And then you can see my other defensive stats are going up as well. Quite a bit, actually, some of them. So that's pretty interesting. You can also see some of these resistances have gone up. And it's the same thing when we do... Oh, God, it's frozen again. If we do the other stats, so we can just level this up, and you can see that's putting some of the things up as well. So each of these will have a different effect. And I think it actually, look, if you look, you can see it's highlighting the stuff that does get affected by that stat. So we can see, look, on endurance, it's now highlighting stamina and equip load. If we move to this, you can see this is now highlighted, etc. So that's pretty cool. You can see that these ones primarily, highlight go away please. There we go. These ones primarily affect sort of damage stats. So we can put those up. And although it might be tempting to put these up to make you do more damage, I'm going to say please don't do that at the beginning of the game. Really not worth it. I think it's worth putting these up if you've got a weapon you want to be able to use. So we wanted to be able to use that flail. And I would need to have 18 dex to be able to use that. That thing we talked about earlier with the strength getting increased only applies to strength. No other stats get affected in that same way. So we need to put the points into dex to be able to use that. So fair enough, if you want to spend the points to try and be able to cast a spell or use a weapon, whatever, that's a good use of leveling at the start of the game. But mainly, I would say you should prioritize leveling vigor over everything, because we get quite a significant health increase. In fact, if we just cancel out of this a minute, can we see our health bar? It did come up on screen just for a moment there. So let's have a quick look. So we can see the health bar is, can we line it up with something? It's not going to work if we do it that way, is it? But let's just say, you know, the sort of distance between the end of the blue bar and the red bar is about the same as the distance between the red bar and the green bar. So if we just level up, I'm going to put all of these points into health. And that's taking us from 522 to 652. And the reason I say we should level up health is because having more health just gives you more survivability, more than anything in this game. And I think overall the amount of damage you'll get from increasing stats is very small, at the start especially. We want to concentrate on upgrading our weapons before we upgrade our damage stats. So, like I said, upgrade your weapon stats here if you want to be able to equip something new that sounds exciting, or you want to try a weapon out, try a spell out, whatever. That's cool. But primarily, I'd focus on vigor. If you're doing magic and stuff, yeah, you want to put some points into mind, because that does increase your FP quite a bit. So if we can look what these 5 levels get, if we go from 78 to 95, so that's a whole 20 extra, which could mean an extra cast and an extra 2 casts, depending on what you're doing. So that's quite cool. But we're going to go for health for now, and we'll just carry on. What did I want to say? I want to say something else. Endurance is quite good as well, because that does let you equip more armor. So if you want to go for heavier armor without doing slow rolls and getting over encumbered, the endurance is your stat for that. But let's just apply this for now. Confirm. Thank you very much. And let's have a look at our health bar now. And look, you can see it's gone up, you know, the distance. It was sort of in the middle of the length of the blue and green bar before, and now it's much closer to the top of the green bar. So we've got a load of health, which is fantastic news. I think what we'll do is we're going to stop recording in a sec to break for the next episode, but I'm going to just do a very quick teleport over to Church of Ele, because we had the blacksmith table here, and I want to have a quick look at that before we log off for the day.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word?
Oh yes, I forgot about this. I'm going to put my weapon away. He won't let me. Interesting. So this is a special sort of event that you can only have. Well, I found this by accident the first time I played it, not gonna lie. And we'll get a cool item out of this. If you're watching this and you still haven't seen this yet, the trigger for this is just to warp here at night time. That's all you have to do. But the thing that we get from this, if you've missed it and you warp here and it doesn't do this, you can buy the item that she's about to give us. So this is a cool little event. Let's just let's talk to her and see what happens.
A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna. I'd heard tell of a Tarnished hurtling about atop a spectral steed, and upon looking into the matter, the talk I surmise is of thee. Thou art possessed of the power, no? To call forth a spectral steed named Torrent.
Well, we do have the power, but we didn't even ride him yet, so I'm surprised anybody's been talking about that part of it. But yeah, we can call him.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee by Torrent's former master.
Dope. Spirit calling bell. And lone wolf ashes. So that is cool as heck. We'll have a look at those things next time.
From ash and return to the Earth Tree, the spirits will obey thine command but briefly, as they recall battles past.
Cool.
Now it is thine, to do with as thou wishest.
She's got a cool face. I don't know if you can see that. I wonder if we can look at her quick with a telescope. Now look, she's got like a double face. Very interesting character design. Love it. She's also got 4 arms, which is cool.
Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between.
Oh, we will, mate.
How long will it be, I wonder, before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the 2 fingers?
So, she's also making me think things aren't quite as cool as they seem here, right? Very interesting. You know, Vari was pretty down on stuff, and now she's a bit down on stuff. But hey ho, we move. Right, we want to do some upgrades, but I've just thought we need some cash for it. Have I got any money to use? Oh, we're lucky, we're lucky. We've got a few golden runes here worth 200 each. So if we use those... Oh, pro tip, look. So you can use them one at a time by pressing use. Or we can use selected number. So that lets us pick, I can pick all three and go yes, and we'll just crack them all at once. Hopefully that's enough runes, otherwise we might have to sell a bit to Carly. Strength in armament. So, we're back here again, and unlike last time, oops, we've actually got... Why is that doing that? That's very odd. Why is that doing that? Very strange. Come on, I just want to show... There we go. We need 2, and we've got 3 of these smithing stone rank 1s, so that's pretty good. And I think, without a doubt, we're going to upgrade our longswords to a longsword +1. And then we can see over on the right hand side there, it's showing us again, similarly to like how we saw on the other screen, when we were changing the affinities, we can see that that's going to take us from this damage to a little bit more damage. So we're getting 6 on our base, and then 2 on that, so 8 extra damage, not too shabby, not to be sniffed at. And it's also improving the scaling, even though it's still remaining a D rank, it's improving it, and that's what means, that's why we're getting 17 instead of 15, right? So all good. Without further ado, we will just press the button on that. Now we've got a longsword +1. Now you can see as well, just above here, we need 4 for the next upgrade, and we've only got 1 at the moment, so hopefully we'll be finding more of those soon. But yeah, that's cool. All good. So I think what we'll do then is we'll leave it for here, for now. Leave it here for now. We will pick up next time. We've got to remember, we've got to go and ride our horse. We'll get Torrent out for everybody to see, and we will also try out our spirit ashes. Sounds like it's going to be good fun. Anyway, we can now do some sort of formal ending, because I know that this is going to be ending every episode. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll catch you in the next one.